All right, my name is Dan, and I can talk to animals, but I'm only talking to you today, Essex.
That's right. We're having a loose one.
Yeah, just having a beer,
Having a beer,
lit a candle.
lit a candle. I'm just repeating at this point, but we're unwinding.
Yeah.
I've got myself here a 3 Floyd zombie dust, a very rare find that I managed to. I found 1 6-pack in a stack of laser snake, which is another 3 Floyds. Shout out to 3 Floyds in Munster, Indiana. 3 Floyds, send us some free stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna pitch Owl's Brew. This is a Radler. This is it's a beer and tea combination. This is a amber ale, kind of with some Darjeeling tea, some agave, hibiscus flower. It's very light. It's only 4% alcohol, but they're made in Wisconsin. So
Has this worked by any chance?
we've never done this. Like what? Pitch?
In general across the podcasting world, if I were to say, I love expensive headphones, or I love brand new cars, would that work?
I mean, it depends on the popularity of the podcast.
Tesla, Elon Musk, Tesla.
You do have a license, so
I do have a driving license.
yeah. Yeah, well, one of the things I did with Izzy back when he was hosting that I want to keep going with is we did a little Q&A, questions and answers period.
Questions and also answers.
And so I put up somewhere online, if you were to ask a English Carrier Pigeon anything, what would you say? Ask.
What would you do?
Everybody, Essex just watched Team America.
Team America World Police.
For the first-
Very poignant film. Very funny.
Yeah. So, you might hear bits of that as we answer these questions here. All right, so we'll get into it. The first question comes from Brian M., and he just asks, Liverpool or Man United? Which I'm assuming Manchester
That's
United.
a football thing.
Uh-huh.
Okay. What's his name again? Brian?
Brian, yeah.
All right. Hello, Brian.
With a Y.
Oh, well, then I'll say it differently. Hello, Brian. I'm a pigeon, and yes, I am from England, but I'm from London, I think, canonically, yes? And,
Yeah.
I've grown up in castles and in estates, and the sporting I'm accustomed to is cricket or croquet or horsemanship, dressage. I don't frequent the football matches, and of course now since living in America, I've taken to football here, American football. I've taken to hockey, and of course I have season tickets to the Globetrotters.
Yeah.
And football or soccer has just evaded me.
Okay.
Too long, didn't read. I don't know, Manchester.
Okay. Manchester, great.
It was the one of the two I remembered.
Yeah.
What was the other?
Liverpool.
Yeah, them too.
All right, great. Next question comes from Joe P. What's your earliest memory?
It was, wow. Oh dear. It's very dark in here. Peck, peck, peck. Scratch, scratch, scratch. I'm free.
Wow.
It was my hatching.
Hatching. Wow. Okay.
Yes.
Wow, that's great. I can't remember me, as a baby.
Oh yes, no, birds. Birds are notorious for remembering everything.
Ah, okay.
Yes, they say an elephant never forgets, but they ought to change that to a bird remembers from the moment he hatches.
Okay. All right.
It glides off the tongue. A bird remembers from the moment he hatches.
It sounds like something that's written in
It's like a poem.
macrame or something. I don't know.
Ah, yes, like a throw pillow.
Yeah.
Hey, for all of our listeners at home, if you're throw pillow people, could you perhaps embroider a throw pillow that says, "A bird remembers from the moment he hatches," or she? Oh God, he/she. Or a bird remembers from the moment it hatches.
There you go. We got there. Good save.
And then send it to us.
Send it to us at
We need throw pillows.
We're in
here.
Chicago. You can message us if you're serious about sending us something.
Right.
I'm just not going to give my address out there. We got a postcard. Did I tell you about that?
Yes.
We got a postcard from somebody.
From Albuquerque.
Yeah. Should I read that? Where is that?
I don't know.
It's somewhere. I posted it online. It's on our Facebook page. But send us postcards. I guess you can see the address in that picture now that I think about it.
God. Please send us lots of things.
Well, yeah, just send us things. 14.
And by the way, 3 Floyds, go ahead and send us some zombie dust.
Some zombie dust, yeah. Third question. This is from Michael Delaney. Do you know Michael Delaney?
He's that whole capital L guy.
Yeah. He gets pretty upset about if it's a lowercase.
No, I'm just playing. He's a good dude.
Yeah, we cool.
We cool.
We cool.
Hey, Michael Delaney. We cool.
What does Mike Gospel look like naked is his question.
Who's this?
Who's Mike Gospel?
Yes.
I don't know.
My guess is probably lovely.
He tagged him in it. I can click his profile.
Oh, yes. Let's look at his profile.
Let's see. What's what we got here?
Oh, dear.
Looks
His
like
profile picture is him with a milk mustache saying, "Got Mike?"
got Mike.
I wonder if he's
Added
kept that
April
up.
14th, 2013. He's had this profile picture for 4 years.
Wow. Very original. Very funny. Looks like his mother commented on it. Oh, and his great aunt.
Yeah. Oh, and look, this guy, Stephen Castillo liked it. He's a writer in SNL.
Oh, look at that.
He knows people.
He must.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a musical theater fellow.
Yeah, and
Seems.
he's in for equal rights.
That's good.
That's good. Okay, well.
Oh, and he does it looks like he does some sort of rock opera
Yeah, what-
musical improv. What a cool guy.
Yeah.
To answer your question, I bet he looks really strapping naked.
Strapping. That's your answer, Michael Delaney.
We cool.
There's okay. Let's move on to the next question. Lane D asks, "Why is my dad so sad?" That's what her question is.
Why Lane is asking why her dad is sad?
Yeah,
I don't know. I guess we'd have to ask her dad.
we should. I've had I know Lane. I've had her on this other podcast that I do occasionally called BLA.
Sounds listenable.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely listenable. And if your roommate doesn't drink all of the rest of them, then I'll have some. We can do it. We can do more of it.
Shit! Oh shit!
Man, I only got 6 left. I bought 24 of them in August.
And they weren't just for everyone?
No, like anything else in the house. All right, moving on. Adam asks, "What's the craziest thing you've carried?" And he put "craziest" in all caps.
Oh, so like the craziest.
Yeah, man.
Well, I did mention that one time I carried an entire pinball machine part by part.
Yeah.
That was up there.
There was something Star Wars related too at some point, right?
I had to have been.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's crazy or just sad. Another pigeon, a dead relative of mine.
Oh my God, that is crazy.
Yes. I was a pallbearer for my my uncle's funeral, and you can't have 6 pigeons carry one. It's just too cumbersome. So I carried my uncle.
Matt R asks, "What's it like being half bird, half air conditioner?" Now, I think
this carrier joke.
I think it's a carrier joke because
Matt R seems like a cool guy.
yeah,
I bet.
he's pretty cool. He makes a lot of food.
I'm not going to answer that because I can tell it's a joke. I'm all bird.
Yeah, and there's a comment on there from Richard F. And it says, I bet this joke makes sense. And then Brian came back, Brian from the first question.
Oh, Brian with a Y?
Yeah, he came back and he's like, I got it. Wow. So he got the joke.
Yeah,
but
no,
Richard,
I'm with Brian there.
Richard.
Good joke, Matt.
Okay, let's move on down here. Patrick R. asks, what's Hogwarts like?
Hogwarts
like the... Yeah, I don't. Have you been to the one in the
magical school?
Is it it's not a real school. They have the one in Universal though.
Yes. Okay. So,
or is the school in Universal?
To first answer your question, you're conflating a very real, very practical bird, the carrier pigeon, with the carrier owl used by witches and wizards in a fictional world of Harry Potter. Now, there pigeons in that world are we were written out of history in Rowling's books.
Yeah.
Pigeons carry letters. Owls don't carry letters. Now, I loved the books. That was one small nitpick. So I'm not going to get on my high horse here, but... And yes, I've been to Orlando. It was fun. I got picked at Ollivander's wand shop. They pick one lucky person out of 15 or so, and they present you with your wand. It chooses you. It's a bit of fun, smoke and mirrors and all that, and I got chosen.
Wow,
it was neat. He could see the glint in my eye of like, oh, I bet this is the one who will love this. There were some teens there. They were wearing My Chemical Romance shirts and just sort of messing about, and he could see that I was by myself and I was wearing my T-shirt with the Deathly Hallows logo on it, and chose me.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
My wand, thanks for asking.
Yeah, where is it?
Is pine with a core of phoenix feather, just like Harry Potter.
Wow, and where?
The core.
Right, where did you put it?
Oh, I didn't buy it. So they tell you what your wand is, and then they're like, it's $14.99 or $24.99 or whatever, and.
Huh.
What do I?
Or $34.99.
Made of money? Yeah. Oh, $41.99.
Okay. Well, I hope.
Did that answer your question, Brian?
Well, you did.
I know it wasn't Brian, but that's the name I've remembered.
Okay.
Manchester.
That was Patrick.
Thanks, Patrick.
Roger S. Who is the most famous person you shit on?
All right. So
somebody's liking.
Under your question there. I'm presuming you're asking, A, have I shat upon famous people?
Right.
And then of those people, which one's the most famous? Mm-hmm. So not only are you asking if I've, say, been to New York City or Los Angeles, but also to rank who I find more famous. So, to answer question one, I've been to Los Angeles. And I have shat on someone who you might call celebrity, people who've been on talk shows.
Yeah.
Now, do you consider a big television star to be more or less famous than like a character film actor?
Depends on the show.
Thomas Hayden Church.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's my answer.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Film actor, character actor, but, more famous arguably than I would think my next most famous,
Sandman.
David Caruso.
Oh, it's David Caruso. Yeah,
From CSI Miami.
Yeah, he had his moments. Yeah,
he had his moment in film too, but I'd say Thomas Hayden Church, Sandman, Sideways, George of the Jungle.
Oh, right,
Divorced on HBO. HBO. Excuse me, I'm English.
Wow. Okay. Cool. Well, I hope that answers your question there, Roger.
You know what else is fun? THC. Thomas Hayden Church.
Oh,
that's
I see.
That's like weed, man.
Yeah.
Smoke you out, buddy.
Yeah.
Blaze it up.
I get it.
Rip it.
I get it.
Oh, by the way, my leather jacket's come in.
Oh, it has.
Yes.
Oh, I can't wait.
I look real cool.
It's gonna be fun. With the smoking and the mustache.
And my same colored mustache.
And the leather jacket. Hey, if you guys, before we show a picture, if you're an artist and you want to draw,
oh my god,
and draw us what you think Essex looks like with a same color mustache, a leather jacket, and what is it? Oh, it's a cigarette, a really small cigarette. Send us a picture to dan@secondwindcollective.com or
post it on the Facebook.
Post it on the Facebook. Yeah, just don't even. We're Talkin Wild with Dan Facebook page. Elias R is the next question, and he asks, "Are coconuts migratory?"
So, first of all, did more than one or two of your guests here ask serious questions about me? Because that's, again, a movie reference.
Right, and then, Brian came back.
Oh, you remember Brian, come on, hit me with what you got here.
He commented right on that and followed up with, "Have you ever been mistaken for a swallow?"
I see.
So I think you just kept
The correct comment would have been African or European. Oh, wait, no, coconuts. He didn't ask if I swallowed.
Yeah.
So, yes, I clearly have at least once been mistaken for a swallow here by Brian. Not Brian, he's the good guy. Who's Elias?
Elias, yeah.
Hey, Elias. The Monty Python films are very, very tremendously funny. But really, are you going to quote it? I also spent some time in middle school and high school. Quoting Monty Python is about all I did, but good God, man. It's just...
Yeah.
They're funny. They're great.
Mm-hmm.
The dead parrot sketch.
Yeah.
Funny.
He is simply no more.
Okay, well...
Right? That's right. That's part of it. That's...
Yes.
Yep.
Some
okay.
respect for
Sorry.
the dialect. Only some of us here can do other accents. Hey there, I'm an American.
Yeah. That sounds like me.
It's me, Dan. I guess I'm not good either.
Yeah. So after a few questions of Brian commenting on other questions, he came back. He comes back with another question, and it's a serious one here.
Are you and Brian intimate?
No, we are not.
Okay.
I used to work with him.
Oh, I see.
But I don't really talk to him much anymore, except this, I guess. So do pigeons have teeth? And if not, is that because of the sad state of English dentistry?
Boy, oh boy. I won't be
Loaded question.
mocked here. I'm not going to defend it. It is a bit of a fun stereotype, but whether or not birds have teeth has nothing to do with the state of dentistry in the United Kingdom. And the answer is yes. Pigeons have teeth.
Great. Okay.
Just like sharks, many rows of teeth.
Yeah, watch out, because he will.
If you go to particularly pigeon inhabited areas for spring break, you might find a necklace with a pigeon tooth on it.
Ah, okay.
Go to the souvenir shop with snow globes and the like, you'd find a pigeon tooth necklaces.
Yeah, Brian, have you ever seen The Birds, the movie The Birds,
Yeah, Brian. Have you?
Great. Next question. It's from Robert S., and this is all in caps.
Ooh.
How can I fly and soar like you do? I said it loudly because I figured that's how he wanted it to be said. How can
What's
I fly?
his name?
Robert S. So Robert, how can I fly and soar like you do?
Robert, I appreciate the enthusiasm. There's those squirrel suits. Have you seen these? The flying squirrel suits?
Yeah.
I watched a video this morning of those. Quite.
Just for humans, right? They don't make.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Okay.
Quite. Scary, I'd think.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess a squirrel suit or a glider or an airplane, but Daniel every episode asks our guests if they were human for a day, what would they do? So presumably, if there is the technology for that, there would maybe be a thing for if you, the human, were a bird for a day, how might you go about your day? If that magic or technology exists, I'd say seek that out. And that could be how you might fly. Of course, choose a flightful bird. Don't choose a dodo or an ostrich or a penguin.
Cool.
Be a bird, I guess, is my answer.
Be a bird. All right, move on. And this Tim S. asks, how much did you pay to name the Syracuse Dome? Now, I don't know. This doesn't make sense to me, so I don't know if it makes sense to you.
No. Syracuse is in New York State?
I think, yeah, it's in New York State. I used to live in Rochester, New York, and that's where Tim's coming from.
Is this another carrier joke?
I don't know.
Hey, Tim, I'm not that quick at Googling.
So you got that iPad there. It's taking a minute for you to pick out the answer.
I've been changed since my iPad. It's so fun. It's a fun toy, but it also works,
Really,
for all my writing I do.
Really connects you.
The sports dome in Syracuse is called the Carrier Dome.
Gotcha.
Ha ha. Ho ho. Very funny, Timothy.
I don't hear a lot of the cooing anymore.
Nope.
That's you don't do that much on the podcast all the time when we're not recording, but like
Right. It's sort of my like if I'm caught up in the moment, if I'm watching a particularly great episode or broadcast of dressage competition on the NBC Sports Network.
Oh, right.
I might end up cooing a little at the horse that I've chosen to win.
Fair enough. And the last question for this is, what do you think of pigeons that hang? This is from Eric H.
Eric H.
Yeah. What do you think of
H.
What do you think of pigeons that hang out on the train platform? And is there a caste system?
A caste system. Not in the way you might think when you hear the word caste, like a predefined social system in which you cannot break the barriers of the class that you are in. There's a bit of, if one might pull oneself up by his bootstraps, sort of in the American dream situation. There are certainly classes. I'm of the upper class, but you can obtain this status, of course, if born fortunately with the resources and the parenting and the environment that would suit it. As far as hanging out at platforms, at train platforms, is that what he was asking?
Yeah. Is it what do you think of the pigeons on the train platforms?
So,
you have an opinion about them?
Being at a train platform, it's not. That's not a trope among the pigeons, like, the train platform pigeons.
Like I take the train. I don't think anything different of people on the train.
I've got my little Ventra card that I have to reload every so often, and I take the train. I'd rather drive if parking is ample, but when the Cubs are playing in town,
You can fly right past those gates. Why do you just want to be a part of the system?
I just flew in, and boy, are my wings tired. That kind of thing.
Great.
If I'm,
so you like,
I'll fly to the train platform, but that's quite a bit from here. It's a few blocks.
You can also just walk right underneath those like turnstiles. You don't.
Oh, but
it takes more effort to
right
jump
of
up
me.
on the.
I want to do my part. I have an income.
Right.
I'd like to give back to the city.
That's fair. And you have your new leather jacket to put your card in.
Right.
So.
I've got all these pockets with zippers and little studs on them. So yes, I'll fly to the train and then say take it from here to Berwyn, the Red Line, to North and Clybourne to go furniture shopping.
Fair enough. Okay, yeah.
Just because a pigeon is at a train platform does not mean this pigeon is some sort of ne'er-do-well. Pigeons hang out anywhere. There's a group of pigeons at a motorcycle bar, a bunch of motorcycle pigeons. Well, yes, in that case, more than likely, yes. But just because a pigeon is spotted somewhere does not mean that pigeon is less than or other.
So I say Eric H. kind of suffers sometimes. What I suffer from is
the racism toward animals,
the generalism. Yeah.
Yes. Hey, Eric, watch it, bud. By the way, how's it going? It's been a long time.
Right. Yeah. I went to. I mean, I haven't talked to him in forever, and I went to a stand-up show at his apartment one time when my first year of Chicago. He was in my level 1 improv class. And I did never do stand-up. I did that night. I don't know if it was good, but he had free beer, so it was.
Hey, that's a win.
Yeah.
Speaking of free beers. Hey, Three Floyds Company, just across the border of Chicago, back in the Hoosier state of Indiana, Munster, in fact. I'm quite a fan of Yum Yum, Gumball Head, Alpha King, and Robert the Bruce ales, but of course a huge fan of Zombie Dust. And if this weren't a good ad for you, I don't know what would be.
Yeah.
A pigeon on a podcast. So, hook a brother up.
And Owl's Point, which is in Stevens Point, Wisconsin. I'm sorry, Owl's Brew, which is in Stevens Point, Wisconsin. I had to tweet at you to find out where to buy this in Chicago, so you already know me. So just send some my way, so I don't have to keep figuring out where to buy it.
We love free things.
And this podcast is one of them. This has been another episode of Talkin Wild with Dan. Another successful Q&A episode. I'm going to post some questions and answers. If you have any questions you want to send them to Dan at secondwindcollective.com or shoot them at our Facebook page. I don't know when the next time we're going to do these. I do kind of just do these randomly. And maybe we'll pick a different animal to do them with or something next time. But yeah. That's it. I think we'll have another episode next week. It's next week. It's December.
Oh, December.
So
the holidays are coming up.
They are.
You know what I think about the holidays? That there's a great sketch show at the Laugh Out Loud Theater in Chicago, Illinois called Mike and Marie Love Christmas.
Is it that same Mike that Mike Delaney wanted to see?
I think so.
Naked?
Come to think of it, Marie Maloney and Mike Gospel have a Christmas sketch show.
So maybe you do know this guy.
Featuring music and...
You're doing lights for that, right?
I'm doing the lights,
so you kind of have a
I've been asked, but it was sort of by the theater, so I haven't met
so
yet.
you haven't met him yet, yeah. Cool. All right. Well, check that out in December. When is it? Fridays
in December. Yes, that's right. I guess I should have said that in the last episode we recorded.
Yeah. It's Fridays in December, so check that out there. Other than that, we are a podcast, but we are not the only one on Second Wind Collective. So make sure to check out all the new shows and stuff we have there. We have videos. We have video of this episode. We're going to try to be doing these more. You can see what Essex looks like in real life.
My mustache that matches my coloring.
Yeah. We're going to try to put more of these videos up on the site and try to get that going a little bit. Another episode next week. Make sure if you're an animal and you want to be on the show, email me at dan@secondwindcollective.com or just shoot our Facebook page a message or something. Other than that, you can listen to us anywhere podcasts can be found, Spreaker, Google Play, all that stuff like that. So have a good night.
Adios.